but an excellent day for a podcast is not for the weak of heart. It contains filthy, offensive language, roller coaster-like tangents, and the occasional breakout into song. All opinions expressed are just that, opinions, and belong solely to those who speak them. Listener discretion is advised. Great intro.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck did it this time.
What an excellent day for an podcast. You'd like that?
Are you fucking nuts?
You listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand?
I want you to pray to your God. I want you to pray that he comes and saves you.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
Welcome, all you horror fiends, to our little show titled What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. We thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to give us a listen. Around the horn are David, and I am Joe T. JC and Danny C are currently on a work trip, but will return in the not-too-distant future. Tonight, dear listeners, Dave and I decided instead of completely winging it and rambling like the initial Tangential Hodgepodge, we would rank our top 10 horror movies of the first half of this decade. How many times will we talk about Mia Goth? Will Art the Clown show his face on our lists? Did Blumhouse actually make something worthwhile lately? Well, sit back, strap yourselves in, and let's talk some damn horror, shall we? Too tangential, too hodgepodge style.
So, alright, how are we going to start this off?
I have no idea.
Welcome, horror fiends. Great intro.
Yes, I think we got plenty of good movies that we don't even have to touch the shit movies.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to throw a couple that just are impossible to not mention.
I mean, so bad it has to be mentioned. Nothing offhand. I just kind of scrolled through all the years because some of the movies I found, I was like, oh shit, that was this decade? Like, the past 5 years have been so fucking nuts.
Yeah.
There's a handful of things I'm like, that was 10, 15 years ago. And it's like, no, that was...
And I feel like some movies kind of got shelved early on in the pandemic.
Yeah.
And released like maybe a year later but most of mine are within the past 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. For everyone listening out there, we decided to go with originally top 5, but top 10 movies of the decade so far.
Yes.
A little play
From
on
2020 to 2024.
Yeah, a little play on time capsule since Life has put our latest one on indefinitely on standby. So
yeah, we buried the capsule and eventually we'll dig it back up. And
it was finally
that's normally what you do with time capsules, right?
It was finally a good year, man.
Oh, we've been waiting to sing. We're gonna sing our hearts out on that one.
Oh, I was so prepared for that. But apparently, if we get Mark now, maybe we'll have to get him in on that. See if he's into any music of that year. And then just we all go away and him and JC just go at it for 2 hours. You got any honorable mentions lined up?
Oh, I got a lot of honorable mentions.
I technically have 2, and probably going to get a lot of shit for it. So if you,
I'm gonna spitfire somebody's honorable mentions. Hopefully, none of them are in like your top 3. I
guarantee there's ones on my list that I'm going to get shit for from a lot of people. So one definitely from you.
Yeah, well, because some of my honorable mentions I watched honestly maybe once.
Okay.
But I really liked it, and I never went back to watch it again. I should.
Yeah.
One of them was Psycho Gorman.
I still haven't seen that.
I really enjoyed it. It was just a fun horror movie with like a heroic type monster.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. Cool colors. I need to get a Psycho Gorman shirt though. I remember either Cavity Colors or someone had one, but it was out of stock.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it, but yeah, I still haven't gotten around to...
Yeah, that I know came like straight to streaming because it was during the pandemic.
Okay. I
don't know if it was going to get a theater release or not. I watched it allegedly on the Fire Stick. I wanted to support it in theaters, but I think the rats, with the pandemic, there were tons of rats in Voorhees.
I guess I'll pull the Band-Aid right now. Well, I'm going to lump both my honorable mentions together because the reason I have them as honorable mentions is I really couldn't decide. I wanted to go with one or the other just to keep it a little more diverse. And part of it, I just felt like it would have obviously...
You knew they weren't cracking my top 10.
I just feel like they would have unfairly dominated. So... I kept them just off the list, and I want to wait till the end of the year before I really collect my thoughts, but I actually put Terrifier 2 and 3.
Wow. Okay.
Because
they both made my top 10.
I knew they were both going to go very high, and yeah, there's still a lot I want to think with them, so I kept them just off to leave some room for some of the little guys.
No, yeah. We can get into more of them when we get to them on my list.
Yeah.
I'll just throw some others. Hopefully they're not high on your list. I had Fresh, the movie with Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar-Jones.
I forgot about that.
That was a really good movie. It was, twist, but
I don't know if it would have made my list, but yeah, I did enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, like I wrote it down, like I was kind of just going off the top of the head on ones I remembered. Mm-hmm. That never, I think, had a chance to crack my top 10, but it was still very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I had Malignant, James Wan. The whole jail scene is fucking phenomenal in that movie.
I don't know if I've pulled the trigger on that one yet.
Yeah, that scene alone makes it deserving of an honorable mention.
Okay.
I had Fear Street 1994. I had Host, a solid pandemic-y movie.
Okay.
Because they were doing like the seance and shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, weren't there two movies named Host that came out within a year?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so...
This was the kind of Zoom call one.
Yeah, I did see that one, yeah.
And then I had Thanksgiving, I had When Evil Lurks, and I had Stream on my honorable mentions.
Fair enough.
And Abigail. I can't forget Abigail.
Yeah, I want to rewatch it. Like I said, I did doze at a few moments of it, again, because it was just a late start. But I have a feeling it's got the potential of doing quite well on my end of year list.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I feel the ending drags a little, which brings the overall score down a tad. And I don't know why. I feel like the rewatchability, and it's not like obviously they gave away that she's a ballerina vampire in the trailer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never, even though I really enjoyed it, I haven't felt the yearn to like go back and watch it again.
Okay.
Whereas, some of these movies that are in my top 10, multiple watches, multiple times in theaters, because as soon as I saw it, either it took me a while to process it or I just wanted to go back and watch and see the stuff I missed. So, but I'll start. My number 10 is Willy's Wonderland.
Okay.
It's just a fun movie. It's honestly, my number 10 was between Psycho Gorman and Willy's Wonderland.
Okay.
But it was like, there was just something about Nicolas Cage's character and just the pure, like I've watched it multiple times. It's one I can throw on and enjoy it even though I know exactly what's going to happen. Like, there's nothing too crazy or surprising in it.
But if it's on in the background, aren't you going to miss his dialogue?
Yeah. Yeah, you can watch the whole movie on mute and it's still great. Not many movies can say it, especially horror movies. But it takes, it has a similar concept to the Five Nights at Freddy's, the Banana Splits, stuff like that. But this, it just leans into the humor. It doesn't take itself seriously. And I think that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, I definitely want to rewatch it just to, I don't know, take it in a little more.
And I believe it's 2020. I didn't write down the years.
Yeah, neither did I. To the point where I'm hoping I wasn't duped because I noticed like IMDb and Wikipedia.
I mean, for the most part, I think I remember the years to all of these.
Yeah.
because I know that was in the pandemic, because I didn't even know it was coming out, and I, stumbled upon the poster of it. I'm like, oh, let me check this out, and I loved every second of it.
My number 10, I put in, I had to throw it in there just because I've only seen it the one time. I do want to watch it again. I actually was just looking it up and saw that it's on Tubi, which I feel like is where I originally saw it, so it might just be one of those as a permanent residence, which means I'm going to go watch it tonight and it's going to be gone. But this is definitely one of those ones that I know I saw when it was already out for a little while. It feels like it came out like 10 years ago. But Uncle Peckerhead. Have you seen it, or do you just know about it?
I have not. I haven't even heard of it. But that title is amazing. And just the title alone is going to make me want to watch it. Obviously,
that's what grabs me, and it kept coming up under horror. I'm trying to think. Have you seen, what is it? I think Green Room?
Yes.
It's a lighter version, but as far as like the band thing and shit hitting the fan, so basically it's this punk band, a local band. They get their first tour, and they happen to stumble upon a guy. I think he was hanging out outside one of the clubs. He just came in like all pushy, like, oh, you can call me Uncle Peckerhead, and almost like Sid Haig on Wish type of guy. And he's just like, oh, you're on tour? Like, I have roadie experience. You should let me be your roadie. And he comes in, and then shortly after you find out he's a demon. So, what was it? Like anytime the band ran into an issue, he took care of it. But then once they started realizing how serious it was getting, of course, oh, well, we don't like the idea of you doing these horrible things for our sake. And then a little bit of bumping heads and all, but it was pretty fucked up. It was pretty, from what I remember, it was pretty gory. But of course, there's some comedy to it. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the name alone. But yeah,
yes.
But yeah, it's just a really fun watch. Actually, I might have sat down and showed the kid it once as well. So I might have seen it twice, but even then it was, I saw it come up as 2020. It was probably like mid to late 2021 by the time I even saw it the first time. Yeah, I highly recommend it. As long as you want to go in and watch something that, like I said, it's got some gore, but, not to be taken too seriously. So. Yes.
All right. My number 9, as a wise man once said, is Mithrigan or Megan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ever since I heard it called that, that's just how I always think of it now.
Yeah, Chucky was pissed that day when he said it. But yeah, I mean, it has resemblances to Child's Play, obviously. I remember vividly, we talked about it in the poster episode. Mm-hmm. Just seeing the doll the first time, it was like having no idea what the movie's going to be like, any of that. I was like, I need to see this movie. It just looked too scary, too realistic. And surprisingly, it ended up doing well. But it was
having everything going against it.
Yeah. And it had the James Wan nuances to it.
Yeah.
And the singing part when she's playing the music. Yeah. I mean, and obviously they just got done filming the sequel, so we're gonna get that like mid 2025. So we'll definitely go over that when we talk about the year-end episode. But another pretty good one.
Yeah, it did well enough that the sequel will not be a January release.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I remember probably I'm thinking up to a year before it came out. Yeah, them just like, not even the poster, but slipping out like pictures of the doll and all. And I remember initially thinking like, all right, CG's getting pretty good these days. And then when I learned it was mostly practical, yeah, I was all in. And I might have seen it twice in the theater. I don't remember. Either that or as soon as it came to streaming, I like immediately rewatched it. But yeah, no complaints there. It didn't quite make my list, but obviously I'm excited for the next one, and hopefully they don't go too off the rails with it. Expand a little bit, but they don't have to stray too hard. This was another one that, like, it's right on the brink of my top 10. Like, just when I had the top like 6 or 7 movies that were definitely going to be in my top 10 no matter what. And then it was kind of those,
on the cusp ones where I had the group of like 15 other movies, and it's like, no, this one I feel like, just needed to be there.
Yeah, good call. Good call. I'm not going to push any real conversation on this one, but my number 9, I had Maxine. All right, number 8.
No, I plan to. I mean, we still got, a month and a half, give or take, when we sit down to record the year-end episode, and I will watch it again. Obviously, JC finally saw it, and he gave his opinion. And I can't say I was surprised by his opinion. The funniest thing, I don't know if he sent it to the group or if he texted me individually, but he said he was getting on the plane earlier today, and he asked me what should he watch between I Saw the TV Glow and The Watchers. And I was like, The Watchers is like, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, but it's got the feel of like a Shyamalan movie. Mm-hmm. I said, I saw the TV Glow, and I still don't even know if I liked it or not.
I still want to watch it.
Yeah, it was different. Hopefully I can go back and watch that again before the year end. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I guess Maxine kind of fell under that same thing with Smile a couple years ago. I got so hyped for the movie that I don't even know if it had a chance to live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Just by the style of movie it was. Like, when we get into a couple of the movies, later in my list that I was looking forward to for a while, they lived up to it because of other reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, again, because even the handful of reviews I've heard on it, it sounds like a lot of people, not necessarily shitting on it, but yes, express high levels of disappointment. And even though I was excited to see it, like I said, having seen Pearl and how different they were, I think I referenced the other night, like, I almost look at those 3 movies not as like a direct trilogy, but more along the lines of like an MCU of, again, just 3 movies in that universe with some overlapping characters. Because it's definitely disappointing as the ending to a trilogy.
Yeah, because it's tough because you kill most of your core characters, mm-hmm. and now obviously you film Pearl prior at the same time, basically. Yeah. So you had the prequel, so obviously in prequels you're going to introduce all new characters for the most part. Then when you decide to do a sequel because the other ones are so popular, you killed most of your characters already.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mia Goth, like, anything she's in, even if the movie as a whole doesn't turn out to be, well done, I feel like she's always going to kick ass.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I think I'm indifferent to Infinity Pool.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but she definitely made it more enjoyable than it probably was.
Yeah, thankfully my buddy tipped me off that he thought it was boring and terrible. So, I mean, not that I was going to go into that with high expectations anyway.
Yeah.
But he really tempered mine to where it was like...
It was the opposite of Maxine. You went in with a low bar and it met or exceeded.
Yeah, like Infinity Pool was okay, but I'm never going to... I had, what, like 27 movies I told you I wrote down, and that wasn't one of them. Yeah.
Actually, until this conversation, I didn't even... I kind of forgot.
And there were a couple, honestly, like right before we started that I thought about, but it was like, yeah, that's definitely not cracking my top 10, so I don't need more honorable mentions.
And eventually we're going to get each of these years individually in the time capsules, so
yeah,
we could research and elaborate more when the time comes.
Yeah, because if just off the top of my head, if I recall right, I'm pretty sure 2022 has the most on my list. And that was literally our third episode ever, technically 4th, with the Origins episode. Mm-hmm. So we were still kind of rusty and just learning to where there was a lot of good horror in 2022 that we didn't really have a structure to... I mean, we've done it as, this would be our 3rd year in review. So we kind of have a feel of how to lay it out.
Yeah, we're getting there. By year 5, we'll have our shit together.
Yeah. So my number 8, you mentioned already, and that was Terrifier 3.
Okay.
I really liked it. The practical effects and Lauren Lavera's performance was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. David Howard Thornton, Samantha Scafidi, Elliot, all of them. They all did a great job, and I think I'll go back to watch it, multiple times. Maybe I'll make it a Christmas watch. There's not that many Christmas horror movies I actually watch over and over. But
I got one on my list.
Like we talked about The Kill the John Abrams kill. That was phenomenal. And the shower scene, you know how I do with shower scenes, so. But yeah, no.
All right, I found what I liked. Move on. Get it.
Yeah, we dedicated a full episode for Terrifier 3. There's not much more I can really say about it.
Yeah, it's a great time. And who knows? Maybe we'll be talking about that John Abrams kill in a couple days again.
Yeah,
or at least certain elements of it.
yeah.
So let's see. All right, number 8, Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
Which again, so much has been going on in the last year. I almost forgot about it. Yeah, and as we dedicated an episode to that as well. Great movie.
I believe that was technically our first movie we covered, not fresh out of theater, but the first one where we all kind of seen it right at release, and then with the intention of reviewing it.
Yeah, within what?
Which now I think
hours.
we did that 7 times in 2024.
Lots come out.
Yeah, this movie is a little bit higher on my list. And Alyssa Sutherland was phenomenal. The title card is truly incredible.
I not like I haven't already said it a few other times. Yeah, if we ever did top 100 title cards of a movie, that's just forever number one. I don't think anyone's ever going to beat that. It was because the opening, again, most people seem to not like it. I did. I do get how it was pointless, other than we're going to that was the end of the movie, and then all that. But I enjoyed it. I thought that was a fun kill in the beginning, but that fucking title card, I think is the only time I've ever gotten chills. It was just so fucking epic, and I'm so glad I got to see that in the theater. Anytime I rewatch that, I'm pulling out the projector and putting that shit on my wall.
I would never tell people to, snap a picture or something during a movie or in a theater or something, but when that was on the screen, unbelievable.
Whoever came up with that idea, I owe you a blowjob. Oh, shit. And the movie was good, too.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Number 7.
Yes, so number 7 is Scream 5. Even though I really enjoyed Melissa Barrera's performance in Scream 6 more, I liked Scream 5 as a whole. It still brought back the big three. And it introduced, Jenna Ortega into the franchise, Melissa Barrera into the franchise. It had Kyle Gallner, Jack Quaid, Mikey Madison, Jasmine Savoy Brown, tons of people. They had the balls to kill Dewey.
I was going to say, they brought back the original 3, and they left with the original 2.
And the opening scene was great, punishing Jenna Ortega, and she survived. Normally in the opening scene, you don't have someone surviving.
Yeah, that was one of those subtle twists.
And which is weird because when I first saw 5, I didn't really like it. And then, a couple rewatches, I liked in the beginning the whole technology aspect to it, with the locks, with the phone. Even when Mason Gooding, I believe his name is, that played Chad, when he's walking out and on his phone with the location and shit, so many little subtle things throughout the movie that I really enjoyed. And obviously Scream 3, we've talked about it a few different times, how mediocre it is, even though it's still a solid movie like all the Scream movies were.
It's a solid movie, but a shitty Scream movie.
And I wasn't a huge fan of Scream 4. Obviously, we get Marley Shelton into it, and we get Hayden Panettiere. And I loved Emma Roberts' reveal as Ghostface. But that was actually one thing I forgot to bring up. The kill of Marley Shelton in Scream 5, I think, is amazing as well. The terror when she gets the call knowing that her son is home alone, and then the drive back in daylight, and she gets killed right outside. It did so many things well, and that's why the more I watch it, the more I really like Scream 5.
Yeah, I think I've only, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one I think I've only seen twice. But yeah, I agreed. I really liked it. And,
it would definitely be third in terms of Scream movies behind 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, that's another one. I want to go back and just kind of run through all of them. Hopefully, maybe I could blow that out before the next one, which is what, this year or
no? I think it's going to be early 2026.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're not going to start filming until March or April.
Okay. And I would imagine they want to take their time putting it all together, since they're, you know.
I'm still gonna hold out the agreement that JC made at the very beginning, that once I got us a Scream cast member on our show, we would cover the franchise. And while technically Melissa Barrera was interviewed, that wasn't technically on our show.
Yeah, that is something I want to do. I remember, I think that was probably the last time I saw 5, was that, I think it just came out on Blu-ray when we decided with Cryptic Souls we were going to run through the franchise. And that was me and the kid. We just sat and like binged through all of them. Yeah, from what I remember, 4 and 5, like I really had a great time with those, which I wasn't expecting to, because I saw the original trilogy and was just like, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm good. And then when they put 4 out, I didn't touch that one for the longest time. Actually, again, it wasn't until like the last 2 or 3 years, so I actually set to watch 4 for the first time. But see, I get them mixed up. Like, all right, I know 6 was New York. Like, I remember what happened in the first 3, but 4 and 5 I keep getting mixed up. But that kill there, that was the one with Wes, right?
Yeah.
5.
Yep.
So that was the kid's name.
Yeah. It was Dylan Monet.
Okay.
The kid that was in 13 Reasons Why. He's actually in a band now. Because I was looking him up and I saw he hadn't done any like acting in like the last year or 2, and that's because he's been touring with his band.
We need more of that. I saw one of those videos a couple years ago. I don't know if you heard. I forget the name of the channel, but they have a series like "What the Fuck Happened to." ... And they did one on Michael Cera, and that was one of the things they mentioned, that he was just like, if I get a script that I like, I'll do it. But other than that, he's like, I'm going to focus on music. So now I'm in my head trying to devise like a new generation Hollywood supergroup. So we get Michael Cera, we get Elliot.
Yes.
And just form this band of, like I said, a new generation of actors turned musicians.
Well, that was the weirdest one when I saw Vera Farmiga, lead vocalist on the one metal band, and I'm like, I did not have that on my bingo card.
Not at all. And then shortly after, I saw. Did you see the video? I think it was a video from like a club or something. They were doing Duality from Slipknot.
No.
It's I didn't have her singing for a band on my card either, but attempting to do a Slipknot song, never in a billion years.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Obviously.
Yeah, their first single that came out was decent. I listened to it.
The first half, I'm like, wasn't this a metal band I heard? And about midway through, it's like, all right, my turn?
Yes.
Where are we? 7?
Number 7, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason, I'm getting like autofill on numbering, and it's like, no, I want to go down, not up.
No, we still find ways to do tangents, even though we're going on a numbered list.
So, I had lowlifes. Again, we did a whole episode on it, and may or may not have gotten interrupted by some guy who wanted to talk about it, but
yes.
I still think that was a great movie. Didn't reinvent the wheel, but it had just good enough of a twist, yet still a solid enough movie for it to be rewatchable, even knowing the twist.
I remember suggesting that because of what I was seeing on Reddit, and it was really good. And then I remember liking that. And
then I forget. Were you the one that you said you caught like the first 20 minutes and still got to get back to finishing it?
Yes.
You were like, just watch it.
Yes.
It might drag a little bit, but just wait till it gets to 37 and you'll be fine.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It was like, I think I put it on the one night when I was tired. Like, that's what you normally do when you're tired and you're a horror fan. You go on Tubi and just scroll until you find something.
To about page 8.
Yeah, I threw it on, and then, the twist happens, and I'm like, oh, shit, well, this is getting good now. But I'm too tired for this, so I'll go back and watch the rest of it when I'm awake.
And then, what was it? You and Danny that were talking about it, right?
Yeah. And then it was hard to, hype it up and tell JC without spoiling. And that's why I've said with spoiler-free reviews, it's like, yeah, all right, you don't clearly say what happens, but you're sitting there like, yeah, there's this family. And then in the early part of the movie, something's going to happen. And it's like, just say it then. That's why we spoil the shit out of stuff. Because you tiptoe around so much, it's going to give away what the fuck ends up happening anyway.
All right, well, be fair. Yeah, that's part of it. Part of the reason why we spoil. I think 60% of it is we're just not disciplined.
Yeah,
When
I love
we talk
spoiling
about a movie, we want to get into that shit.
Yeah, like we're gonna tell you ahead of time. We're gonna spoil the shit out of it. So at least it's not coming as a surprise.
But yeah, and luckily I jumped on it early enough for the two of you to just be like, just watch it. It's pretty good. Watch it. And
it was cool, to get Josh. He technically ended up being our first interview because the Fiona Dourif interview resides in the void. Just like Gambit and fucking Blade.
How funny would it be with the whole... Now, granted, in this case, we just sat on it, and then the whole Origins episode, that was just something we sat on. It was like, let's throw it out for the 1 year. How funny would it be, like, sometime next week that interview just surfaced?
Yeah. I get an email. It's like, download is done. What?
Get it out now! Yeah, I'm still hanging on the hope that some freakish parallel universe thing comes up for that one.
I mean, by the way, I messed up and everything at this point. I mean, it would be cool to have it since it was the very first one, technically, allegedly, like we always say. But I plan to eventually message and try to get her back on the show one day.
Yeah.
I know she's been filming some new show that I think I just saw the preview for maybe it's a good time to reach out. So my number 6 was Barbarian. Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and of course Justin Long. And the tape measure. How can we forget the tape measure and the hairy fucking nipple? Oh, man.
And again, that was definitely another fun case of...
And it was so good because the way the movie begins, you expect it to go one way. And it just goes a whole other direction.
Yeah, because if I remember right, even the synopsis was the first 20 minutes of the movie. So you went in there knowing damn well he was going to rape and or kill her.
Yes.
And it was just a matter of how long till this plays out. And it was like, no. Oh, here's Justin Long.
Yeah. And then, he gets his head smashed in, Bill Skarsgård downstairs, and it's like, oh, he was just innocent. He was just a nice guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And it was, I guess that's another case of just good, solid marketing.
Yeah.
Because, again, they had you going in thinking this, and then when you realize it wasn't that, you didn't give a shit because it still turned out to be a good movie.
Yeah, for sure.
They went off in a completely different direction, but, again, the twist wasn't everything. And, I kind of envy anybody who still has a chance to go in and see it blindly. Hopefully, if there's anyone out there, forget everything we just said. Go watch the movie.
Yes.
Because we may or may not have spoiled the shit out of things.
Yeah.
But it was another good one. I gotta watch it again. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm getting all nostalgic for the last 5 years.
Well, that's the one good thing about, there's been a pretty good amount of horror over the last, almost 5 years.
It's been a while that a decade has gotten this kind of kickoff. We're on the brink of midway through it, and I feel like 2000s and 2010s, as far as percentage of quality, like there was a bit of a dip, but it seems like things are starting to pick up again. So maybe by the end of this decade, we'll have like another like back-to-back like 80s, 90s, and then by that point I'll be dead anyway. So let's just keep the good ones coming out for a couple more years, and
we're gonna get some more sequels over the next couple years. We're gonna get a Flanagan Exorcist movie. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Did you catch the one? I've been seeing a lot of posts for it. Was it Miley Cyrus wants to do a reboot? I'll have to look it up. But I jumped on Instagram, and on like 2 different occasions I saw a link, but I was at work, so I didn't fully go into it. But what fucking movie was it? But a relatively recent movie, and Miley Cyrus is a huge fan of it and wants to redo it as a musical.
And that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I didn't say it would be good now.
It would be something that exists. Yeah, I'll have to look that up when we wrap this up. I'd be curious to see her take in something horror. It's got to be better than Joker, right?
Yeah.
So, number 6, going into, again, thumbing through it, I thought it was older, but another solid, what I felt to be a solid Christmas movie, Christmas Bloody Christmas. Silent Night meets Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I got to get that queued up. I have my refreshed list of Christmas movies to watch, so I'm almost toying with the, how everyone does the 31 of October. Maybe I'll try and crank out 25 Christmas horror movies for December.
Yeah, I know JC mentioned doing like a top 5. I think he mentioned Christmas initially. I would just do holiday, so it gives a little more meat on the bones.
I don't know. I think overall, there's especially again in the last 5 to 10 years, there's been some pretty solid Christmas movies coming out, and of course the obvious one from a few weeks ago. But yeah, you got that. You got this one. What was the other one? I'm realizing not. It seems like a lot of people like the movie, but I feel like I love it more than the average person. So again, it just makes me the weirdo. But Christmas Horror Story, I thought that was a great movie. If for nothing else, much like the title card in Evil Dead Rise, that end battle in Christmas Horror Story, I'm like, that's like one of the most epic fight scenes, and it's in a fucking horror movie. Like that, to me, that was the end game of Christmas horror. Shit. And, you got Shatner, so how could you not love that? But yeah, Christmas Bloody Christmas, I got to get that queued up again, because I think I threw it on just something for me and the kid to watch, and I figured, all right, kill a robot, can't be that horrible. And by the end of it, I was like, that was a good fucking time. Yep.
So my number 5 was Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
So we don't have to spend too much on that one.
Yeah.
It was cool to see meet Alyssa Sutherland not long after, we got to see Evil Dead Rise.
Was it you or Danny that got her to sign the mashup?
Danny Cedar. I bought the mashup, but I didn't get it signed.
Okay.
I got, the alleged second picture when she wrote the green in the first one and it was too dark and she pretended like she messed up. And that's why I said it was really cool of her to do. Like, she didn't have to do that.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know about that until we did.
It was funny having her, like, she calls the handler over and she's like, yeah. And, like, her accent, oh, I messed up. Can I get another one over there? But it was cool.
Yeah, until you mentioned that episode, I had no idea that incident happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is pretty awesome of her. Now I got to get me the Necronomicon on vinyl. If nothing else, it inspired that. Number 5. At this point, it's just the Bone Marrow movie.
Yes.
Yeah, Saw X. I'm pretty fucking psyched about the next one.
I agree.
As far as I know, I remember asking Shawnee about that, about 11, and for some reason I already forget what I said. Probably because I was hypnotized by her very meticulous signing.
Yes.
But yeah, it sounds like this is going to be a sequel to X. As long as they keep it truer to what they did in that, as opposed to getting cocky and going into like, the final chapter or Jigsaw. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I can't. I know we talked about it before in the bracket, man. But hearing the sound of the bone marrow.
Yeah,
was one of the most unforgettable things in a theater I think I've ever. And that's what put it to the top, when we talk.
And again, just the granted, yes, we crowned that kill, but from what I remember, most, if not all of them, were pretty fucking sick.
Oh yeah, the movie as a whole was great.
It was just there were so many layers to that kill. I'm sorry, to that death. Yeah, it just pushed it over the top.
Yeah, like the only, I guess, small downside to me was like when he's getting blood waterboarded or whatever near the end. It's like the tension to me. It's there kinda, but it's like we obviously know he's not dying here.
This is before the second movie in the franchise.
It's like, obviously, but when you specifically come out and say it's following the timeline between the first and second movie, you shouldn't have the biggest tension of the movie being with the characters that truly are the only characters we know that are not dying.
I guess so. I feel like it was well enough executed but maybe it was more so, I'm trying to remember what was going on in my head, but I remember feeling some tension. Maybe it was just more so for the kid.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know whether or not the kid was getting away.
No, that's true.
So maybe that's what it was. It was like, is he going to be able to save this fucking kid? Because you never see John save anybody.
Yeah.
He's always on the giving end of that shit. So, or that could have been the big twist. No, it was all a dream.
But the good thing of Saw X, it was like, unlike some other movies that clearly did not make my even honorable mentions, when you draw out long scenes and it causes you to lose like 5 or 6 points in the rating column.
Uh-oh.
But this list isn't for those type of movies tonight. My top 4 probably could go, I wouldn't say in any order, but they're all very high rated movies to me. My number 4 is Late Night with the Devil.
Okay.
I remember getting out of the theater the first time I saw it and just sitting in my car for a couple minutes, and I was like, I'm sitting in there and I'm wanting to text you guys, and it's like, yeah, we need to talk about this movie like soon.
You're sitting in your... I'm sure I've already commented on it, but you're just sitting in your car like the brother in Hereditary.
Yeah, just like, yeah, guys, yeah. So either we're all gonna talk about this, or I'm gonna do an episode myself or something.
Yeah.
And then I went to see it again, and the small nitpicks I had, whether it was slow in the build-up or whatever, noticing other little nuances that I didn't see the first time, and the movie coming full circle. That's when the movie ends, that's when you kind of put all the pieces together and you realize how good of a movie it truly was. And I think that's part of why I like it so much. Dal Smalchian, not to take anything away from everyone else, but he was phenomenal in the movie.
Oh, yeah. And like I've said multiple times, like when the first time I ever saw a trailer for it and seeing his face as a late night host in the 70s, I'm like, he was born for that fucking
Yeah,
role.
it's perfect.
He could have done the worst job ever, but for some reason, aesthetically, I was sold on that casting. And you had the added bonus of, yeah, with so many little subtle things in there, of course that's going to give it a lot of rewatchability. But even if you're not looking for it, like I think just 2 weeks ago, that ended up being like a bedtime watch, and I think I actually made it like 3/4 of the way through, which normally a bedtime watch I'll get in like 10 to 15 minute increments. It was like I guess I missed that movie just enough that I made it most of the way through before I dozed off. And probably part of that was just like, all right, motherfucker, you got to be up in like 4 hours to kind of force myself. Or who knows, I might even change it out to something else to ensure I went to sleep. But yeah, it's just, again, a really good time. If you're looking to get more out of it, you're going to, because it feels like there's like just infinite shit snuck in there. Or you could just take it at, well, all except for the last 5 minutes at face value. If you want to think, yeah, then it gets a little weird. Good call. My number 4, I went with X, the other X movie of the decade.
Yes.
And yeah, same deal. Love the whole 70s throwback. I just feel like everybody did a great fucking job. And as much as I defend Maxine, even if that was just a one and done movie, I would have been perfectly fine with that. I'm glad I got more out of it. I don't want to shit on Pearl, but I just felt that could have been a short.
I mean, it depends on if she's into it or not.
But yeah, that's one of those, like, all right, if you wanted to give backstory on her, I feel like it would have just been just as effective in like a 30 to 45 minute thing. I don't hate it. It was a well done movie. Obviously, the aesthetics of it, I thought were great. It was just not enough happened in a movie about a character I didn't give that much of a shit about. But other than that, it was well done. Great job. But yeah, X just across the board. I'm sure we said most of it already, but it was just a good time. Again, being a child of the 70s and 80s, I love how much he nailed that aesthetic. And you just had a great cast in it. And,
absolutely.
And one of the most impressive shotgun kills in a long time.
Yes. Yes. It's not every day. I mean, I don't yell out at movies. I don't like when people do it. But yeah, holy shit, like out loud in a movie. That definitely Definitely.
If we ever did, and I know we won't because it'll be Exorcist 3 across the board, but if we ever did a jump scare ranking,
yeah,
I mean,
it's up there.
It would absolutely be top 3. Probably a top, a number 2. Not the gross number 2 or the cool Rob Lowe number 2.
The crazy part about that movie is it opens up kind of at the end. It starts with the end, the detectives going through and seeing the bodies. And then as the movie progresses and the people die like in those spots, it's like, oh yeah, there was a body there covered in the beginning of the movie. I totally forgot about.
Yeah. It kept you, entrenched enough that, you like, until you mentioned it, it was like, oh yeah, it did open up with the crime scene.
So my number 3 is Terrifier 2. And we talked about it in the Terrifier 3 episode. Down the road after, multiple rewatches of Terrifier 3, maybe that might move up and eclipse Terrifier 2. But I feel like Terrifier 2 is always going to have like a place in my heart because the first one, I didn't see the first one when it like originally came out. I forget even when, it might have been like a year later. I know I saw All Hallows Eve early on. And then I think, scrolling through on the Fire Stick or some streaming service and noticing the clown and it being called Terrifier. And it was like, wait, I've seen that clown before.
Yeah.
And then, you throw on the movie and it was awesome. But I feel like while the first one is really good, the hacksaw scene is amazing and all that stuff, I feel like David Howard Thornton's emotions and everything really come out in Terrifier 2. And to me, the bedroom scene is iconic. I'm still pissed off it didn't go farther in the bracket. That will forever be my favorite kill from Art. And it's without the bleach and salt, it's still good. But that is what puts it over top. Just the pure silliness, and it just works. And yeah, again, another one I can't say enough about.
Yeah, in a sense, you're almost like, what the fuck else can he do to her? And he just keeps mutilating her. All right, you got to suspend disbelief that she was around long enough to say goodbye to mom. But,
Yeah.
But it's like, it just got worse and worse. And again, even Charlie, like when he walked out of the room, he's like, he's not really going to just leave her like that, is he? And as soon as the door opened up, he was like, yep, of course. So, yeah, I just love that little added, like, fuck you to the kill. And then talking to David and explaining how it was just him and Damien just goofing off.
Yeah, like assaulting her.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Something simple like that, and it's truly amazing.
Yeah, I remember, I think the original one I saw, it was probably like mid to late 2017. And it was kind of because I got tired of it coming up as recommended for so long. It was like, if it's really pushing it this much, I'll give it a whirl. And like 5 minutes in, again, just going with that gritty 80s aesthetic, I was like, all right, I'm in. And by the end of it, yeah, I was thrilled. And then I think it was like a month later. At that point, then it was like, all right, if you like this, you should watch All Hallows Eve. Yeah, I still like that one too. And again, I feel like, yeah, the whole Ninth Circle short, it feels like, aside a little Easter egg of the book in 3, I feel like they're going to try and incorporate more of what mythology you got in that into the 4th one. And, I kind of hope so. I kind of like the idea of going full circle back to this dumb little project he wanted to do just for the hell of it. The fact that it blew up and it, like, do you really think he was shooting All Hallows Eve and thought, yeah, one day I'm going to make a movie and make, I think just the other day I heard 80 million it closed out in theaters. Like, just a...
And they were like, the previous... It's weird that you go that way. Like, you start streaming, you get almost like a Fathom event type deal.
Yeah.
And then your third movie makes 80 million as number one in the box. Like, normally it's the other way around. Your first one starts out really well, or sometimes the sequel does. Like, yeah, weird, but amazing at the same time.
Yeah, but yeah. Like I said, the main reason why I left both of those movies as an honorable mention, because it just felt unfair. That's like, tricking Mike Tyson to fight a fucking YouTuber or something. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
Right now, my number 3 is Stream. So, and I'm pretty sure we may have talked about it in a previous episode. So,
or 2 or 3.
Or 12.
Yeah.
That's why, the other night, when we were talking to Liana, that's why I had to explain, 2024 basically became the year of stream because not that we were shooting for that, but holy shit, are we engulfed in that movie?
Oh, and it was definitely the irony of it, and the line you said in one of our, either it might have been the interview with Danielle, when it was like, that movie we were so hyped for, and we had talked about it and all this, and we finally get to see it. We have Michael and Jason on, and then we go to do the reviews, and that's the one time we're having technical difficulties. And then we try again, and it doesn't work again. It's like...
And then I walked away with, we have enough material, I could put it together, but then it's 3 completely different sound qualities.
And I think part it's, while yes, it is the different qualities and all that, I feel like, I don't even know the word for it. It kind of feels
clusterfuck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was, but I don't know, like, if we would have tried to just like the first one obviously got our truest emotion. That was the first time sitting down after seeing the movie, and it would have been so hard to try to replicate that.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do was just hit the other points. You went to see it a second time, I went to see it a second time, try to piece it together while still keeping the core of our original emotion that we had in there.
Yeah. And to think like I don't even know if, unless one of you guys would have brought it up, I don't know if it would even hit my radar. I mean, that all started with, hey, I know a guy who knows one of the producers of Terrifier.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, let's talk to him. And like I said, from that initial talk with Michael, it was like, all right, I'm in, I'm excited. We finally got to see it, and I know we keep referencing it, but having talked to so many people in that movie, I mean, I feel like most of them we would have wanted to talk to anyway. It's just the packed cast he had in that, to me, that's another one of our alleged jokes of, we're just going to interview everybody from that movie just because they had so many people from so many different things.
Yeah. So, and like you said, I mean,
that was a fluke.
Yeah.
But like I said, had we not scored Michael, I'm not even sure if that movie would have hit my radar.
Yeah.
And then all in the matter of one talk, it was like, well, fuck, I got to see this. And the fact that, I feel like it at least met my expectations.
Yeah, and then it led us to watch Abnormal Attraction, which then we recognized Jason when we're at, Monster Mania. Like, and it was just...
the greatest character in cinema history.
Yeah. I'd like to think that having those guys on, and even though, they're independent filmmakers, they're well respected by all the people that have worked with them, and, I feel like it just brought us luck, and then we're collecting the rest of the cast like fucking Pokemon cards, like you said, We're going to try to catch them all at some point. I mean, rest in peace to Tony Todd, obviously, he was great in the horror genre for many years.
I mean, even as silly of a character as he played, like even him in Hatchet, like I just loved watching him in those movies too. It was always a small part, he was playing a quirky little character, but he just, there's just something about his, I don't know, professionalism. Of course, he's just got that great fucking voice that even a silly character like that, it's just like... Oh.
And that's the thing too, like in total for all his screen time, he probably had like maybe 3 to 5 minutes of dialogue through the entire Final Destination franchise. But when you say Final Destination, that's normally the first person I think of.
Yeah, because he's like the one through line.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, is that the one with Candyman? It's either, is that the one with Candyman or the truck with the logs? And if nothing else, I knew it was at least going to make, even if it didn't get as high up as it did for me at this point, it had to be on the list because, again, 2024, we can't have an episode where we don't suck off stream.
Yeah, and I feel like, honestly, if there wasn't so many good horror movies in the past few years, it would definitely be in my top 10.
Yeah.
Because I feel like these 10 movies I have in my top 10 are probably all at least a 7 to 7.5. So even if Stream falls into the 7, it's still a solid score. I think I gave it somewhere around that.
Yeah, I gotta And that's the other thing. I realized I got to start really, not only is there like another like 8 movies I got to catch up on, but yeah, I really want to put some time into my end of year list.
Yeah, no, there's still a fair amount I have to hit.
Yeah, this has probably been the best year, a single year in a while.
I agree.
Which is why you said like most of your list is 2022. I feel like half of my list is this year. Let's see.
Well, the positive is,
yeah,
I'm about to say my last 2022 movie, because my number 2 movie was X.
Okay.
And yeah, basically all the things we both said throughout. A phenomenal cast, just a really enjoyable movie. And I went in with very low expectations. I remember seeing on the AMC app that it was coming soon, like a week later. Honestly, didn't really know much about it. And then I see, Brittany Snow, Jenna Ortega, Mia Goth. You know, I'm like, sold. Like, and then honestly, going through the movie, and then I don't normally pay attention to credits when the movie's over, and then it comes up and I see, Mia Goth playing 2 characters, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, I literally did not realize it until the credits rolled.
Yeah, I had no idea either. Now you look at it and it's pretty obvious.
Yes, it's very easy to notice it.
But yeah, at the time it was like, wait, she played 2. She was the creepy old lady.
Yes.
She was that creepy bitch with the saggy boobs. And I think the only reason I ended up watching that, I was hearing the buzz about it, but I think it was just one of those nights where I really couldn't decide. And I'm like, I mean, it's about shooting a porno in the 70s. Like, even if it's the worst thing ever, just on the premise alone, it's got to be a 4. So it was like, all right, a 70s porno slasher, fine. And at the end, it's like, why did I wait this fucking long? So another one you mentioned, I mean, I'm going with it as a whole, but I got Fear Street. If I had to pick one, I would probably end up going with, see, I'm always back and forth, but I think I'm letting 78 just eke out 94. But
yeah, I enjoyed them all.
Yeah, it's the third one, again, not a huge fan of period pieces. I thought it was well done for what it was, but I love the whole idea that was only half the fucking movie. And then they come back to present to wrap it all up. Or I'm sorry, back to 94 to wrap it all up. I count that trilogy as a miniseries. Just
that's
one
fair.
long-ass movie. Like I said, if I had to choose one, it depends on the day, but 94 and 78 are always neck and neck for me. But again, being that Friday the 13th fanboy, not to be confused with 13th fanboy, where I am right now is like 78 is just a quarter notch above 94. You gotta love that bread slicer killing 94.
Fucking phenomenal. So good.
78 was brutal, so I loved it for that, but 94 had a little more creativity. So
yeah. So I hope my number 1 isn't necessarily from recency bias, but I mean, I've talked about the movie enough. I got you guys to watch the movie, and it's Strange Darling. I absolutely love that movie. I don't know. There's just something about that movie. I mean, obviously I was drooling over it when we talked about it for a full episode, but yeah, the performances by the main 2 characters, and just like you hit the nail on the head too, like, if it is shown in chronological order, it is not even close to the same movie.
It's just a meh movie.
It built the tension perfectly throughout the entire movie. The story came full circle, and the acting, Gallner was phenomenal, but the performance from Willa Fitzgerald, to me, I would have to go back years to try to find a performance in a horror movie like that. And yeah, it's going to be hard for the next 5 years, the other half of the decade, for something to come close to that, but I'm pretty sure it has cemented itself as my top movie of 2024.
Yeah, it's I definitely really liked it. Not nearly the level you do, but it is something I do intend to rewatch at least 2 more times. I guess to really let it sink in, because again, I'm old, so I feel like I'm at a 2-watch minimum for any fucking movie anymore. But more so to really just take in what happened, because I was kind of confused with I'm like, I know things are going to happen, but this is like 10 minutes of just them negotiating a fuck in a motel room, sitting in a pickup truck, like, how much can... Okay. So, knowing what happened, it's good. Knowing that things didn't necessarily go the way you thought they would. I love the whole, what the hell's that? Subversion that they kind of fuck with throughout. Yeah, just well done.
And I feel like the very first hint that you get of her actually being the crazy one is when like he's choking her and they're going through all that, and then it pans back to the conversation in the car, and you see that she was the one that wanted all this to happen and direct it like that, and it's like something's not right about her.
What was the fucking safe word again? Was it Belvedere or Mr. Snuffleupagus?
Yes.
Yeah. Because when I saw that chapter name, I'm like, because again, you don't know where it's going to go, so it's like, and I think it was even called, like the chapter was called like Mr. Snuffles,
yeah,
or something. But yeah, so yeah, Chef's Kiss, great movie. Like I said, hope to catch it at least one or two more times before the end of the year, and we'll probably get a few more rewatches afterwards as well.
Yeah, I feel like the only one, just by how many people have talked about it, was The Substance. I want to watch The Substance to see if that comes to any level of Strange Darling, at least to me. Some of the other couple ones like Caddo Lake, a few I've heard, like they might be solid movies. I don't know if they're gonna crack like my top 5 or anything like that.
Yeah, I still want to watch Oddity. I haven't gotten to that one yet. Like I said, if I break it down for what's been released, I probably have about 7 or 8 movies that I got to catch up on. And with a few others coming out before the year's end, like, yeah, I need to move my ass. So, all right, maybe not as recent, but, you know, it was this year. But my number one is Late Night. And,
Yes.
Again, for all the reasons we've ever mentioned about it, especially when you listed it off, but it's one of the... It's been a while since there's a movie that has come out, even like within a year, that I'll actually just be like, I'll be at work or just random, and then it'll pop into my head. It's like, I gotta watch it again. Like I just get these random cravings to rewatch it. There's plenty of movies, and again, especially a lot this year, that definitely has the rewatchability and all, but this is one of the rare ones where I'll just think of like one little scene of it, and it's just like, yeah, when I get home, I'm gonna throw that on. Like I need to, like, almost like an earworm. Like I need to sit and watch it again to just get it out of my system. That's one of the few. That's one of the reasons why I feel like, you know, I had to put it at the top at this point.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the movies I had in my top 10 all have watchability with me. Mm-hmm. And ones I've gone back to. Like, I like Oddity, don't get me wrong. When I first saw it, they had 2 legit jump scares, I felt like, in that movie. And it's a very good movie. Yeah. And it's not heavy on the blood and gore and stuff like that. But I don't ever, like you're saying, how, you know, Late Night, and that's, I feel like, with Late Night, as soon as I got out of the theater, it just had my mind going. And while Oddity's good, I don't even know if I'm going to ever go back to watch it again. And it's not a knock against the movie. And that's partly why it wasn't in my top 10. Okay. I'm trying to think of a couple other ones. Like Abigail. Like, I really enjoyed Abigail. But there's nothing about it that makes me want to go back and watch it again.
Like maybe once a year, once every other year, refresh.
And
but...
while I personally like Strange Darling better than Late Night with the Devil, I felt like I didn't know how your guys' opinion would be on it. Whereas Late Night, when I got out of it, I just felt like I need to know these guys' opinion on this movie. Yeah. Like, because I'm like, I feel like they're going to love this movie. And that's why I made the joke, like you even touched on it early on in the Late Night episode, where it was like, I was playing it off like I hated this movie. I thought it sucked and all that. But in my head, I'm like, I know I'm going to like this movie better than JC. And obviously, you know, once he watched it the second time, his score went up and all that. So none of us disliked the movie at all. We all loved the movie.
Yeah, again, when all was said and done, I think that might be, in our 2 years, the first movie where we all were within a half point of one another. So,
and I feel like I want to bring that up during the year end, because I'm interested to see if we all rank that, you know, 8 or higher. Because I don't think we've ever had a movie where we were all like that high. Like one of us might have something a lot lower, or because I feel like even Terrifier 3, one of us had something maybe in like the 7 range.
I thought we were all like somewhere in like 7 to 7.5. And yeah, I mean, 2 completely different movies, you know, on every level except for, like, the only parallel I have is I feel like that's the first movie, possibly since I first saw Martyrs, that at the end of the movie it was like, all right, what the fuck just happened? Like, there's movies where I will think about it afterwards. You know what? No. All right, yeah, I'll just say I lied. Possibly Lake Mungo as well. You know, that classic movie. But yeah, that's the only reason why I did that video for late night, because it was the same exact feeling. Like, holy I need to say something. And as soon as Danny pulled away, I'm just like, you know what, fuck this. And I went and I'm sitting in my car for like 10 minutes, like, I'm not leaving this theater parking lot until I edit this and throw it out there, because I just need the world to know something. Hearing you say, it's the first time that I was that eager to get into something, like, straight out of the theater. Like, that's one I wish we could have watched together, just so we could just hit record in the fucking parking lot and get the shit out of our system. Yeah. But I think it did take a rewatch and a little time to sit on it for us to have done the review that we did.
And I think it goes back to what I say, where, you know, a great ending wouldn't necessarily make a great movie, but a great ending can basically cement a great movie. And
all right,
when I talked about Cobweb,
Violent Nature on our list.
No, but like, that was obviously one I was going to bring up. But Cobweb was another one where, for the first 80% of the movie, it was built up so great, and it was trending towards my favorite movie of last year. I'm pretty sure it was 2023.
Bit of a left turn.
Yeah, and it's, you know, whoever was making this movie, they thought they wanted to go in this direction. And it's hard for me, even though I will say it sometimes, and I'll shit on their movie, or, you know, but part of it is I want to know what they were thinking. Like, why did they go this direction?
Yeah.
And it was the same with In a Violent Nature. I just wanted him to win. Like, you're following him. It leaves it open for you to have another movie too. Like, I felt like what they went with just decreased the enjoyment or the excitement for a second movie. Like, oh, okay, some idiot goes and grabs the necklace, and then that's gonna wake him up, and then at some point they could just give it back and the movie's gonna end. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I question that decision. It didn't ruin the movie for me, but then again, I believe my rating was like above average. So there wasn't a lot for it to drop.
Like, I didn't mind the walking, the scenery, all that. Like, if you watched the fucking trailer, you knew that's what it was going to be. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. Like, I think that's one of the few movies that were exactly my expectations, except for I didn't expect that ending. But like the rest of it, like I said, yeah, between it was half the trailer and knowing the premise of the movie. Like, if you went in expecting more action, no, you were watching a live action video game.
And those two movies, I brought them up because they would 100% be in my top 10.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the endings of those movies. Because I loved both of them up until the last part of the movie. And that obviously would have knocked probably Megan and Willy's Wonderland off my list, but
yeah, this is all just reminding me of not only a lot of shit to catch up on before the end of the year, but there's a lot of movies I got to go back and rewatch because it's either been too long or I didn't fully take them all in. So, fuck. Oh, fuck. So what else do we have for this year as far as releases?
To still come out? Like, I haven't seen Heretic yet.
I do, yeah, and I've heard some great things about that.
And I know Nosferatu comes out, I believe, on Christmas or around Christmas. Shit. I feel like there's one more movie, and I honestly can't remember, like a theater release. Okay. I can't remember it right now.
And I guess going back to it, Fear Street, didn't they say they're working on another? I don't know if
I think it comes out next year.
Or are they making just another?
That I'm not sure, but I think when I was looking up 94, it said 2025 it's like Prom Night. I think Fear Street Prom Night is called.
Okay. So Jamie Lee's resurrecting another old character.
Yeah. I know Wolfman comes out early 2025 because Blumhouse likes releasing movies in January.
They're trying to reclaim that spark they got with Megan. Well, it worked with that. Well, that was actually a good movie. I shouldn't knock it. I mean, I've only seen like the teasers for Wolfman, so I still don't know much as to what's going on. Not that I've ever been a huge fan of like the creature feature types, but you know, I'm open to a good werewolf movie.
Yeah,
I still want to go back and watch.
Not just the standard cookie cutter, like I've said it over and over.
Yeah.
Like, just don't follow the same tired formula. Just be different.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. Because again, not earth-shattering movies, but have you seen Wormwood? There was that, and then there was also It Stains the Sands Red.
Mm-mm.
Those are, well, obviously two different movies. Again, not like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. But there was just, in each of those movies, there was just enough of a twist to zombie movies that just make them that much more pleasurable. If that's an actual word, I don't know. But yeah, in both cases, and they both came out, or at least for me, where I was more or less done with Walking Dead. It was just like, all right, well, I'm going to finish the series just because I invested, 7 years of my life. But to me, they were like an interesting take on zombie movies. And that's actually something, like if we were still doing like the watch-alongs on a regular basis, I would definitely like to get one or both of those in the mix. Definitely It Stains the Sands Red, because nothing happens for the most part, but it keeps your interest. I mean, 80% of the movie is a stripper walking through the desert with a zombie behind her, like chasing her. But the way they play it out, it's so I want to lower the bar for this movie for everyone, but it's really fucking good. And there's even moments where it might catch you in the feels a little bit. But spoiler alert, if I gotta go lowbrow in order to get anybody's interest, there is a scene where she flings a tampon at it.
Oh wow! And
not in a comedic way either. So, but yeah, so another tangent. But yeah, if they get a good werewolf movie where they just try something different, maybe keep the core lore of werewolves in there, but there's always stuff you can do. Or maybe it is cookie cutter, but just execute it in the right way that it ends up being good on its own. Let's see, what else was there? Yeah, obviously, Scream Boat,
Yes.
Again, just because I'm biased and, I got my tongue up, everyone involves assholes. So everyone's got my interest just enough that, yeah, I'm actually eager to see that. Whereas a year ago would have been, I'll catch it when it's streaming. But now knowing a little more about everyone involved, yeah, I'll probably be that one on opening night as well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna see it when it comes out too.
What else we got? I don't know. I feel like I just blew my load, and it's just like, all right, well, yeah, that was. I got all into it. I was all excited, and now it's like, I need that post-coital cigarette.
Absolutely, man.
So,
we got the weekend to prepare. It's gonna be a little, fun. It'll be weird, but fun to go right into back-to-back interviews.
Going back to our roots, man. All right, man. Well, good talk, Russ. And
yes.
Yeah, I guess.
After Tuesday, we will have plenty of episodes stocked up in case.
All right, I'm gonna go pee my pants.
Yes.
Good times.
Yes.
Catch you in the group chat, and I'll see you Tuesday.
Yes, sir. We out.
Oh, toodles.
Listening to What an Excellent Day for a Podcast, where we use the number 4 to save you time. Check out our entire catalog at excellentdayforapodcast.com. Also on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, and everywhere else you listen to podcasts. Have a question? Email us at excellentdayforapodcast@gmail.com.
But guys, I want to interact on social media.
Excellent.
See what we did there?
Follow us on Twitter at ExcellentDay4A. Otherwise, search for What an Excellent Day for a Podcast to get our Facebook page, our group page, Instagram, YouTube, and our newly launched Twitch channel. Come say hello, share them all, engage.